The fiver Watford's fight against the current with waterway enthusiast Captain Roy. Watford are currently plummeting down the Swanee at great velocity, so perhaps it's no surprise that they've selected waterway enthusiast Roy Hodgson as their new manager. A master of long-term planning and leaving nothing to chance, Mr. Roy famously went on a day cruise down the River Seine during Euro 2016 instead of scouting Iceland, and the in-depth stream-based observations gleaned on that crucial fact-finding mission will undoubtedly stand him in good stead for Watford's upcoming battle against the current. Land ahoy! Captain Roy has been away from football since bailing out of Crystal Palace at the end of last season. At 74, you could be forgiven for thinking we'd seen the back of the salty sea dog and that he'd be taking the opportunity to plan another longer cruise, perhaps with Ray Lewington again, a high-jinks episode of The Love Boat we'd pay top dollar to see. But that's not Mr. Roy's true calling, and so he's back, baby, eagerly clutching his compass, dollar extant, and the nautical and tactical charts that have navigated him from Helmstedt to Malmo, to Örebro to Neuchâtel Xamax, to the Swiss national team. Oh, he's got methods up the yin-yang. While fans of the Hornets frantically buckle in for a wild journey of wonder, they'll spare a thought for the departing Claudio Ranieri, whose reign at Vicarage Road seemed doomed from the start, just like those of Gianfranco Zola, Giuseppe Sannino, Oscar Garcia, Billy McKinlay, Slavisa Jokanovic, Quique Sanchez Flores, Walter Mazzari, Marco Silva, Javi Gracia, Quique Sanchez Flores again, Nigel Pearson, Vladimir Ivic, Xisco Munoz and Captain Roy. Factoring in an upcoming trip to fellow strugglers Burnley, the Waterway started at Palace with 3 straight defeats, and the hair-trigger patience of the Pazzo family, our shipping forecast is 2-month stops. All aboard. Join Scott Murray from 7 p.m. GMT for hot Afghan MBM coverage of Morocco 2-0 Malawi. I went to see where the people lost their lives and you see it's a gate. That gate was supposed to be open. Because if it was open, they would have walked through. And it was closed for inexplicable reasons, Patrice Motsepe, president of CAF, says the crush in which 8 people died and another 38 were injured outside the Alam Stadium in Yaoundé before Cameroon's Afghan win over Comoros was caused by an access gate being shut. Dear Mr. Pazzo, I'm sorry to hear you've parted with your fellow countryman Mr. Ranieri, but I always think it's an ill wind that blows nobody good, and hence my letter. Recently I've had some problems holding down a permanent job, what with COVID and Brexit and some personal issues that need not detain us, so I reckon I'm well qualified for the vacant manager's position at Watford. To be honest, I don't really know much about football, but again, as an optimist I think that means I might fit in well at your organization. Also, I'm only looking for something for 3 to 6 months. I look forward to your response, L.R. Williams. Is this all part of your Stop Football campaign? Sam Easterbrook. Send your letters to the.boss@theguardian.com. And you can always tweet the fiver via @GuardianSport. Today's winner of our prizeless letter of the day is Sam Easterbrook. Wim Jansen, the former Feyenoord and Netherlands defender, who also won the Scottish Premiership title as Celtic manager, has died aged 75. Johan once said, Wim is one of only 4 men in the world who are worth listening to when they talk about football, said a tribute from the official Johan Cruyff Twitter account. Fiorentina fans have made death threats to Dusan Vlahovic in a series of offensive banners put up outside the club's Artemio Franchi stadium. The Serbian striker is set to join Juventus, with the clubs agreeing a €75 million (£62.8 million) fee. Ralph Rangnick's big Old Trafford clear-out is gathering pace, with Anthony Martial set to join Sevilla on loan. Crystal Palace and Valencia are keen on Donny van de Beek, but Rangnick is reluctant to let the lesser-spotted Dutchman join another Premier League side. England midfielder Jill Scott has joined Aston Villa on loan from Manchester City. When we heard of Jill's availability it was a no-brainer, cheered manager Carla Ward. Duncan Ferguson insists the Everton job will still interest elite managers despite their recent woes. This is an attractive club for somebody, but the first thing we need is to get results, he roared. The new chairman of Hull City has swiftly ushered manager Grant McCann through their door marked 2-1. I understand the timing may look odd after 2 good wins, but I wouldn't be fair or honest if I merely waited for a defeat to change manager, Hunkta Kunilakali. A transfer coup for Danish side Lyngby, who have signed Mohamed Salah. Not that one. And Wrexham have broken their club record by splurging £300,000 to sign AFC Wimbledon striker Ollie Palmer. The gang buys their way out of the National League. David Heitner on the pressure, being ramped up by Antonio Conte on Daniel Levy to spend some serious wonga on strengthening Tottenham's squad. Will Derby County be saved? Ben Fisher has your primer on the Rams' mess. More misery, further down the pyramid, with Dover having almost clocked up a year without a win, as Paul Doyle details. Richard Foster on why a good night's kip is as important for players as training well. And if it's your thing, you can follow Big website on Big social face space. And Institute too.